Hi, this is Neve Arthur of the Stay at Home Family with today's edition of the Scientific Happiness Project. I haven't done one in almost over a week because I've been sick, but in that time I had a lot of time to read and to kind of come up with more stuff, and we actually stayed, I wouldn't really say happy, but not as miserable as we've been in the past when we've been sick. So today is all about pivoting out of a bad day. So you know when your day starts off bad, something bad happens, and then something else bad happens, and then it's like comical, the badness that the day is. And after a while what happens is that feeling that you have of, oh, woe is me, poor me, look at how bad everything is, the feeling starts to kind of feel kind of good, you know. You kind of tend to wallow in it and look for more bad things to feel bad about. So then you're dredging up bad stuff from the past, bad worries about the future, all kinds of things. Basically, it's like you have this little starting emotion and starting thought line, and it just starts out as a tiny little thing, and it kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it's like your whole day is shot. Now, I had a start of a bad day the other day, and I realized it and I caught myself, and there's a way that you can really quickly pivot your day around to feeling good again, and it's called, what I like to call it, is restarting my day. So there's a couple things that you have to do for it now. One is you have to realize the payoff you're getting from all the bad. Okay, so there is some sort of feeling of payoff that you get when you become a victim of your bad day, or of the bad thing someone did to you, or the bad drivers out there on the road. That was what it was for me, the bad drivers on the road. The payoff, typically, when you feel like you're a victim, is what a good person you are and how terrible everyone else is. So you actually get to feel good about yourself by making everything else wrong and all these horrible things that are happening to you wrong. You almost get to this like victim complex of, oh, woe is me, I'm such a martyr. And then you don't actually want to feel better because you actually are getting this payoff of feeling good about yourself. Now, it's a funny one because you won't realize that you're doing it. But as you notice your day starting to go bad, stop and look, oh, is there a payoff in this story that I'm creating about my bad day? So as I said, for me it was bad drivers. I was on the road and everyone was just driving bad and it was driving me nuts, and someone did something incredibly stupid, and I couldn't wait to get home to tell Mike how stupid this woman's driving was. And I realized in that moment, aha, the payoff is I get to feel like I'm this excellent driver because I'm not always super confident, and look at this crazy thing this other person did. You know, and can you believe it? Can you believe how stupid people are? And so in that moment I realized, aha, I'm getting a payoff. I get to feel like I'm justified, like I'm this, you know, wonderful person, and isn't everyone else crap? And that's quite human, actually, for us to, you know, it's very, very normal. It doesn't make you a bad person if you feel better by making other people, you know, putting other people down. That actually is normal. Now, the little tweak to make it work is to let go of telling other people the story. Now, because when you don't tell other people the story, when you realize you're getting a payoff and you go, oh, someone made a mistake on the road. I've made mistakes on the road. It happens. Then suddenly you're not good, they're not bad. It's just something that happened. It takes away all the feelings that you had around it. And this can apply to any kind of, you know, bad thing that's happening, even if someone is genuinely doing something wrong for you. When you don't allow yourself to tell other people, you take yourself out of the picture of this victim. You no longer are trying to look like you're just so, you know, put upon and so wonderful, and why is the world doing this to me? So one, you have to realize the payoff. Two, you have to not tell anyone the story, because that just perpetuates the feeling. And then three, you have to reset your day. So when I got home, my little reset was, and this is actually kind of a big reset because it took half an hour, was I sat down and did a meditation because I was feeling bad. Like I was in a bad place, but it wasn't just the driver. You know, of course, there was all this other story about how bad my day was at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I could have ruined my entire day. So I sat down and spent half an hour meditating. Now, should I have been doing other things? Yes. There were other things on my list to do right then. But there's nothing more important when you find yourself in a bad place emotionally. There's nothing more important than resetting. Now that doesn't mean, sitting down watching TV, because actually that will continue to pull you in the same bad feeling. TV just glosses it over. But actually sitting and working on pivoting how you're feeling. So I used it as a reset. I said, okay, my day is going to start straight away as soon as this meditation is done. So I sat down and did a guided meditation for half an hour. Half the time my brain was going on these stories, on this stuff. I wasn't really as focused maybe as I could have been, but my eyes were closed. I was able to go into alpha state. I was able to say, okay, now I'm waking up and I'm restarting my day. And because I had let go of the story before I did that, the story of what a victim I was and all this stuff, and I didn't tell anyone about the stuff, although days later I did tell Mike about the stupid thing the woman did, because it was pretty funny. Because I let go of it all before I sat down and did the meditation, I really was able to clear and start again. And then my day was just a normal day. And you can do this at any point in the day. You can say, okay, I'm going to start over. The main thing is not to label it as a bad day, because then you're saying, I have an emotion that I cannot get over. And in half an hour of sitting and doing a guided meditation, you can clear any kind of chemical stuff going on out of your body. Like that's what was happening for me, is I had this chemical feeling of badness because I had a couple bad things happen. And then it's like, it's easy to just kind of keep perpetuating that, because, it's a strong chemical. It actually does, feel good. It's like a bit of a high. So what do we do if you're starting off having a bad day? One, realize what you get out of thinking about being a victim, how you get to feel about yourself, and get off it. Just let that go. Two, don't tell anyone the details, because that perpetuates the story for you, and you kind of tend to even juicy up the emotions a bit then. And three, have some kind of reset. It can be meditation, some kind of going into alpha state. Actually reading also works well. If you have inspiring books, or if you have an inspiring audio you can listen to, going for a walk, doing some kind of exercise can work well, because again, that can clear up the chemistry going on. But don't just label it a bad day, because then you're giving your body and your mind permission to just feel like crap for an entire day. So that's today's edition of the Scientific Happiness Project, how to pivot a bad day fast and turn it into a good one, or whatever one you want to have. So it's great to be back. I will be, coming out with more videos early next week, and make sure that you've liked the Facebook fan page and subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I shall see you in the